I did a little research on the internet and discovered that Shakespeare, William Shakespeare, as if there was another one, like Pete Shakespeare? No, William Shakespeare. Is he talking about Bud Shakespeare? No, wait. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare, who wrote in the 1600s, had an active vocabulary of 54,000 words. 54,000. Today, me, you, us, in the U.S., we have an active vocabulary of 3,000 words. That's why when we read Shakespeare, we're like, what light through yonder? Just put in a DVD. I don't pay that cable bill so you kids can sit there and read. And it kind of put me under the pile. It made me think, wow, what has happened? What's happened to me? I can't. Fairy tales, probably. Little kids in the 1600s, little children probably had a bigger vocabulary than I have now, which means fairy tales would be out of reach for me in the 1600s. I don't think I'm smart enough to do their fairy tales for kids, because they'd be a lot bigger, you know? Fairy tales, they'd be like, in time past, though not long ago, there lived pigs in stature little, and number 3, who, being of an age both entitled and inspired to seek their fortune, did set about to do thusly. When they had traveled a distance, pig numbered first spake, saying, hearken, brethren, heed this tempestuous realm. Tarry we long from hearth and home, we shall fare, I fear, not well. And so, being collectively agreed but individually impelled, the diminutive swine set about each to erect for himself an abode. Pig numbered first did construct his house from straw. Pig numbered second did likewise, though rather not from straw, instead from sticks. Meanwhile, unique in his imagining, pig numbered 3 did erect as his domicile, stalwart and garish, a structure made from brick entirely. But soon there happened along, as is frequently the scenario in classic tale of protagonist pig or red-hooded child, a wolf. Carnivorous nature in full season, he called out to the straw-ensconced swine, saying, pray thee, little pig, grant me entrance. But pig 1 recalled with sage foreboding that he is mad who trusts in the tameness of a belly-pinched wolf, and responded immediately, nay, it shall not be, indeed, not by wit or whiskered jowl. To this most expected response, the wolf replied immediately, then steel thyself, little pig. Forthwith shall I endeavor, employing means both huffing and puffing, to dismantle yon flaxen fortress. Whereupon there issued forth from the wolf an exhale of gale proportions, that quickly rendered straw hovel to dregs and dross, and carried aloft piglet and shattered quarters both. Exposed now to claw and fang, piglet 1 made haste, wolf in pursuit, to the stick festooned sanctum of peccary secondary. Causing pig 2 to cry out in dismay, well, this knots my knickers. The marshalling of feral wolf to my doorstep is nowhere among those endeavors amenable or congenial. 1,000 pardons, begged one. It would seem the peace baneful breath has purged me of home and sound judgment alike. The malevolent blast of the wolf's exhale splattered second swine's shack and shortened his sanctimonious scolding simultaneously. Lo and behold, squealed 2, stand we now amid wooden wreckage, tremulous and vulnerable, with nary a strategy for eschewing the canine devourer looming in deadly proximity. Strategy, exclaimed one, 'tis noble indeed, the contemplation of tactical particularities, but pressed as we are with a time restraint forbidding detailed strategical conversation, I would urge we run. Whether by their own fleet-footed competence or the wolf's windless attitude, the bantam porkers arrived at their ultimate kindred neighbor's inexpugnable brick ingress unscathed. Upon the third pig's door with urgent hooves they pounded, calling out, "Unbar this entrance, and with haste we beseech thee!" The third pig hailed from the American colonies. And possessing a vocabulary substantially less robust than his impromptu visitors, replied, "Say what?" "Seek we sanctuary," they implored on the verge of hysteria, "lest we fall forthwith to the ravenous appetency of yonder approaching carnivore." Still confounded by their importunate words, Pig 3 did render ajar his portal, whereupon 1 and 2 spilled through and collapsed beyond his threshold, enervated. "So y'all just wanted to come in?" You could have said that. Sinister hiss could be heard again externally. "Pray thee, pigs, grant me entrance." "The wolf," said 1 and 2. "Wolf," said 3. "What do you suppose he wants?" "He seeks to gain purchase within. Indeed, he would occupy this very alcove were he but afforded the most meager of opportunity." Right. I'm just going to go ask him what he wants. "Under no circumstances," squealed 2, flinging self against portal. "There is naught to be gained accosting external opponents save our own immediate demise." "What did you say about my mama?" House and occupants were again engulfed in a malevolent blast of wolfish wind. The foundation shook, the frame rattled, and lo, to the astonished eyes of piglet and encroaching scoundrel alike, stood the third pig's lodging undaunted. Aghast and befuddled, 2 queried of 3, "How does, against such relentless and torrential onslaught, this domicile endure?" Pig 3 puffed out chest, tapped a hoof to the hearth, and responded, "It's American made."